Hello, welcome to Oz SMC. Today we will be talking about that three box method and we will be doing certain entries on a random chart. So let's find any pair that we are not familiar with. So let's take maybe INR, some exotic pairs we'll look at, or okay, GBP and GBP, let's just take NZD. NZD, yeah. As you can see, I do not have any markings on this chart because I do not trade on this. Let's go to daily. Let's do this. We'll just take somewhere random here. And we're going to start. So let's see what's happening. We have a break of structure right here, right? And then I think we won't have enough to play out if we're doing on a daily. So yeah, let's check this one and then we'll move to 1 hour. All right. So for daily, let's check this. We have a breakout structure right here. This is our first box. The three box says when you have a breakout structure, regardless of what you have on the left side of your chart, we just want to involve for our buy or sale, right? So we have our first box. And where is this break coming from? You have multiple zones on this. However, we're going to look for our zone somewhere. Yeah, let me just make this extended right. Yeah. So when price comes up to this area, that's where we wanna sell this, right? Let's see if we can have that. And yeah, also, if you notice, we have a breakout structure from here. So even this is also a very valid zone for our sale. Until price breaks this low, this and this is a zone that you can look for a sale. Even this you can use. Wicked, right? It just wicked it, and this is a very good amount of pips. I believe till here it's already what 1000, 1700 pips already. They're giving you in this, right? But how do we look for that confirmation right here? So for that, since this is a daily, we're not going to look for a confirmation on a daily chart. We will move this to 1 hour. We are not seeing that as well. I believe this would have been a news or something. So in this case, we might have missed out because I can go all the way to 5-10 seconds. However, as we are replaying this, they would not, TradingView would not give us the data in that particular time frame. So in this case, we cannot look for it. However, you just need to understand how to choose your zones and why it works, right? So your first zone is giving you a sale, a good sale already here, and price can easily come up to this zone or this zone and then give you the sale, or it can just go reverse and just breaks all these supply zones and then just go higher and higher. That can also happen. That is why we have stop losses, right? And break evens and taking partials. However, let's see how this plays out. Until price breaks this low right here, we are going to assume that price can still come up here and here. No matter what the structure, what structures they're forming here, giving you a what? A very structure, you know, doesn't matter. As you can see, this is a daily chart, right? And it takes lots of time. This would have taken maybe months and years, all right, from here to here. However, what you need to understand is that the same thing, what you saw here, you can do it in a much lower time frame. Time frame exists so that we can see the orders, how it is being printed, how it is being uh, engineered, right? It's not there for the purpose of time, but for us to see the orders, how it is being printed. We can shift from time frame to time frame to see those orders. All right, so this daily, yeah, we already got our sale. So this is the present, yeah, this is so far we can go. So what we're going to do is let's go back to much lower time frame. And then let's see, right? We'll close this. Let's do this on a maybe 1 hour chart. This, and then we'll take somewhere here, maybe. Right. Or let's just use another pair altogether. Mm, what pair can we look at? USD INR maybe. Why not? We'll just do this 1 hour chart. We'll just do again this. We'll start from, let's just play from somewhere here. Okay. So there is something called a rule of 30. That means if I am involving in a 1 hour chart, and how many minutes are there in an hour? 60 minutes. So I'll divide by 30. So that becomes 2. So I will be looking for my confirmation on a 2 minute, right? So we will be moving this to 2 minutes for confirmation. So what do you see? Forget about all this on the left side, right? Uh, okay. Of course, structural wise, we need to consider those. However, for us to involve for any trade anywhere on any market in any pair, we just need the recent structure. However, let's consider this. We have a break of structure right here, or you could say that there's a break of structure above, even here also. Where is this break of structure coming from? It is coming with an impulse, right? So this is our box, right? This all is our first box, right? This is our first box. Where is your second box? Where is this coming from? Okay, this. Okay, this, right? Even this zone and this zone and this zones are valid, all right. However, to make it look more clean, let's just use it. If this doesn't hold, then we'll consider the remaining zones. When price comes back to this zone, we're going to look for it a buy to go target this high, right? But inside this three box, what do you have? You have a break of structure right here with this move, and on the river on again inside this break of structure first box, right? This is your first box right here. Where is your second box? This would have been your second box. And somehow it gave you a buy, right? It gave you a buy right here. Here, it fact, it did not touch our zone, so we wouldn't have involved on this. On this, we bought or sell, and price ultimately come back and take you out at BE or stop loss even. So this is why again you need to book partials. You need to have BE on every trade that you take, right? So why is this the expectation that price this buy that we can have an aggressive BE? Why? Because you are still expecting price to come back to this zone because of this three puts. Of course, price can go up above this. However, the expectation is that it can even come back to this as well, right? So that was the expectation. Even though it gave you a buy here, it failed. So this is why again you need to make those be very important. Your stop loss is very important. Your partial is very important. So while you're looking for this, what do you have? You have a break of structure. This here. Where is this break of structure coming from? From all of this. You can have multiple zones. However, these are all liquidities being printed. All right. When price finally comes up, it's gonna use this as a ladder to step on, right? So this break of structure right here coming from this zone. So now this is how you can start to involve yourself inside. While you're waiting for this, you already got a setup. If price comes back to this zone, then I'm going to look for a sale. And if you understand how you refine your orders, this is already mitigated. And this is mitigated, this is mitigated. So the last unmitigated zone before this, this here is one, right? Unmitigated zone, here is one zone because a week in itself is an order block. However, in this, you could have also look for a sale on this zone. This one, this is unmitigated zone, right? So that is what it gave you that sale. However, this is also still valid. Price could easily come up and give you that sale like this. So let's play. Oops, oops, it's too fast. Yeah. All right. So now price is coming back to our zone right here. So how do we look for confirmation? Remember that rule of 30. So I will be putting out the video on that rule of 30. So for now, just understand that I'm dividing this by 30. So 60 minutes divided by 30, 2 minutes, right? So let's go to 2 minutes. We don't have 2 minutes. Yep. Data point and available. This is what I was talking about. So where was it that we were involving ourselves? Uh, where was it? Where was it? I think this was, maybe this was the one. We play and this. Okay, so let's move to 1 hour. I think that you guys are not gonna be able to learn the secret of entries, right? Because that's for our mentorship. And see, even TradingView doesn't want me to share the ideas, right? All right, so what do we have here? When price came to this, you have, let's suppose that you have some kind of entry confirmation and you got it, and then it gave you this. It gave you some pips. So it's like 220 pips. If you involve yourself here with 1 pip, 2 pip stop loss, that's going to become 200 RR, 100 RR, right? That's possible. So I'm going to show that as well. how we going to involve that here. Price, this is why we need to take partials. If this high could have been your first partial, fine, you did, and you took out maybe 50% of your position. Say one lot you took, you can take out 0.50 right here. And however, if you do not book any partial, or if you even don't put break even, this would have been a loss, right? Even though our target is all the way up here, if price reverses from below here, then that's good. Still, you end up with nothing, even loss, if you do not manage this properly. However, if price just breaks through all of this, why is price coming back with such a momentum? It shows that it is not ready to move up until we see some kind of a shift of uh, a power from sellers to buyers. Then we're not going to involve in this. Bam. We do not need this anymore. This is no more important to us. This are no more important to us. So what's important here is that we have a zone right here, or even the last one. So let's just use this. How you refine, that's a different story. No, nothing. If you would have just bought here, right, with no confirmation and your stop loss was just below this, this would have already taken you up. However, as you can see here, this is no more valid to us. This zone is already broke, right? This could have been a liquidity as well. But however, do you see any transfer of those power from sellers to buyers? No. This coming with such an impulse, and I do not see any wipe off here. So rather, we are going to look for a sale on this. So this would have been a very fine area to look for a sale, right? This zone. And we would have missed this as well because price did not tap into it. So let's see if price comes up to this, we're going to look for a sale, or if price breaks below this and create a break of structure, then somewhere from here, we're going to look for a sale. Right? Price is here right now. So let's see if we can have any confirmation. Please work 5 minutes. That is, oh my God, same thing. We have those, where was it? We did not have, was it 1 hour? Yep, perfect. This was a very perfect sale right from this zone. Do you see how we missed the trade here because it did not reach our zone, right? Because the real order block is here and we're not interested in this kind of move. This is a manipulation. What it is doing, it is creating some kind of a liquidity in form of a trend line here, right? And then you can say a channel right here. It gives you a break, thinking that this is going to break out and give you that buy, and then the break of structure. When price comes back to this, what do you see in this move? You have your first box right here. This is how you can involve yourself. This is your first box, right? Where is your second area? Somewhere here. And this would have been your third entry with a confirmation. If you had any confirmation, you would have entered here and target this high. It did give you a buy and then it failed ultimately. Why is this failing? Because we are already in a uh, bearish momentum and we are already looking for a sale here, right? So even if you bought here, where would your target would have been? Still, you could have target this, you could left some position. We never know, price could just reverse and give higher, go higher. However, a very reasonable target here would have been maybe somewhere here, right? Because of this order block right here, a supply zone. Just before price reached that, that would have been our target. Knowing that this, our bias should have been that price is not likely going to break this, even though we have already set up a structure, and because that structure, this system works most of the time, we know that it's going to give some kind of a buy. If it does, with a confirmation, and we bought and we book partial and we manage it in such a way that we get the maximum profit out of it, right? So maybe you book this time 90% because you know that somewhere that in a small time frame you're going to see a change of structure forming that okay, price wants to go down. So that's when you can take out. There's no point of trailing stops and then using ATR whatever indicator to find your areas of stop losses and all that. You can see the price, the structure, how it forms, how it wants to go up and down. I've been literally telling you all the way all of this. Do I use any of indicators? No, nothing, just from the price. This is a pure price action. Nothing you need to know. You don't need to use any software. You don't need to pay any premium, nothing. Just the structure is telling us what it wants to do. So we have a very beautiful what breakout of a channel that failed, a fake move. It's even going with an impulse, believing and trapping lots of retail buyers right here with this move. Some are already engaging here. Okay, this huge move. And then this movement, coming back is already, they're already bleeding right here. And then this buy from this zone is giving them hope. And then the boom. Would you have been a buyer here? Would I have been a buyer here? Of course, I would have bought this. However, I would have managed it in such a way, knowing that the bias is that it's going to come for this liquidity right here. It's going to target this liquidity. That was the bias I would have. Liquidity, right? So let's see how it goes out. Boom. And and a very funny thing right here is that this box, why did we draw? We just drew it because of this. This is not a support resistance line that held here. If you just keep on drawing random lines, here, 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 at some point those lines are going to act as support resistance, right? Maybe I'll show you at the end of the video if we still have time. So what do we have here now? We have a break of structure right here. Where is this coming from? Where is the last order block? Right here. How am I taking this zone? You could also take just a week alone. How are we taking this? You can shift to a smaller time frame and then you can see this how it moves, right? And that is how you use your time frame. Switch this to a smaller. Okay, let me just show you instead of telling you guys. All right. So where is the last OB all the way from here? And when you keep on changing, you can even use this alone. However, I would want to use till here. Okay, let's go back to our 1 hour time frame. And what do you see? You have a zone right here already. Your first box here. Whatever, whenever price returns, reverses, right? Okay, unfortunately, I am not able to show you on a smaller time frame about the formation of the chains of character, the chains of orders from the weak hands to the strong hands, meaning from, in this case, from buyers to the sellers, right? We do not need volume, we do not need software, we do not need indicators to know this. Just your structure and understanding. And Wyckoff, even though you know all of this structure, right? If you do not have the tools to confirm your entry, then this is all a waste, right? Let's see if this holds. Boom. Your first box, right? Second box, right? Where is your target? This high, I mean this low, fulfilled. It did. So if you can, I can almost see what's happening right here, right? On a smaller time frame, if you can see, it is a buying climax, automatic rally SD, sign of weakness, this is the UTAT, and then the test, this is the break, and return to this area with this candle, that is entry would have been from somewhere here for me, when engaging in a smaller time frame. So yeah, this is how you target this, right? This low you are targeting, and maybe you can put 90% of your positions. If you involve yourself here in such a way that, let's say you're selling from here, and then, if you do not have any entry criteria and you're just using your zones, sometimes it's going to hold, sometimes it's not going to. But even when you combine it with your confirmation, then the edges, then the probability increases to work in your favor, right? So in this case, if you would have just sold this like this, stop loss above this, and then selling from here, what is this? It's a 3 RR trade, right? And remember the zones that we selected, right? Why I chose this? You see, do you see this high? This acts as a liquidity. I was expecting that price is gonna come just above this if it wants to come to this zone. So that is why I just took this above right here. This will come with practice, with experience, right? So if you had a way to involve yourself this in a 5 seconds chart, right? This is what it would look like. If you're in my group, then I am pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. This is a 23 pip stop loss. Most of my trades, my stop loss is either 2, max at 5, and most of the time it's 1 or 2 like that, right? That 3 RR trade became 13 RR. And if you could involve this with a what six, even 6 pip, then this already became a 50 RR trade. So this is how we can involve ourselves. And again, the same thing again and again you can try. Even here, you can look for a sale from this zone. Why? 3 bucks. We have a break of structure with an impulse coming from where? From this zone. When price comes up to this, you're going to expect a sale. And then you're going to target this low now. So when does the idea of structure comes in? Now, zoom out. And what do you see here? You have a break of structure, right? Above this move, right? You have a break of structure above this. So this is your first box. So when price comes back to this zone right here, you can expect price to go all the way up here even. So in this case, whether price go up, I mean, whether price reverses upwards or it just breaks below, we don't know what's going to happen, right? But we can build a bias and expectation around it. So this is the expectation as per the 3 box is that since we have a break of structure right here and this break, right? We can expect this to go higher. That's the expectation, right? And if you want to see more, what do you see? This has been in an uptrend, right? It's been in an uptrend, so we have a break of structure right from here. We have a break of structure here. Here, where is this coming from? It is coming from this zone, right? Somewhere from that zone. So this is how you can use the idea of structure for price to move Again, three box method. Your first box, your second box, expectation is that price will eventually come to this zone. So now, how many bias you have now? On the daily chart, you have a different bias and you're working towards it. So on a smaller time frame, you have a different bias. So those things you have to consider in your trading. Now, the expectation is that price can even reverse from here, or price could come all the way down here. So what can you do? If you happen to get a sale from this area because of the three box right here, when price comes and hit, you can book 90% of your positions or all of it if you want. But if you leave 10% right here, say one lot you sold here and you book 0.90, 0.10 is still running, right? And it reverses and it gives you what at break even, or if you trail it, then you got some profit out of it. Otherwise, you end up at zero. That's fine. What if price do not reverse, that does this and came all the way up here and then drop all the way to this zone on your uh, daily zone of the three box where you're expecting price to reverse from. So this is how you can have your targets through structures. You do not, again, you do not need any kind of indicators or softwares or premiums you need to pay, nothing. Just naked eye. This is called a naked trading, right? So let's see how this goes. Now this low is broken, right? This is broken. However, we can still use this zone. Let's see. With this move, this is no more important to us. This zone is no more important. We do not need to wait for price to play out. So this zone is broken, no more important to us, right? See, in this case, price, the sale from here. See, you got a sale from, this was not the sale. This is just our three box, right? The sale from here, if you book 90% here, that's fine. If you left that 10 position running, that 10% alone could have given you more than your 90% profit. However, if you want to hold that whole position of yours, you need to have balls made of fire, huh? But yeah, the 10%, why we need to leave some position, that's very important. Knowing that price could easily come here. So that's the expectation, that's the bias, how you build. And all right, so let's see if this does break up above or if it does come down. Right, so here, break of structure right here, right? So we can expect when price comes to this, maybe it can give you some buy. All right, so price completely reverses from here. In this case, this did not help. The price did not come to our zone, and that's fine. You have already, the moment you book your 90%, the moment this sale hit this target, your trading is done for that particular setup. Your 90% is booked, right? Whatever remains, whenever you're satisfied, if you would have trail or you book or it came and take you out at BE right here or even here, that's no more important, right? But the bias is that it can come up to here, right? So now when you see, are you surprised that this is reversing already completely? No, it does not matter to us anymore. In fact, what can we do? We can try to look and involve in this. Where is the breakup structure is coming from this area. So when price comes back to this zone, maybe we can look for a buy. Let's see if we can get. This is an intermediary buy, you could say. Where is this reverse is happening from? From our smaller break of uh, structure right here. And that is coming from somewhere this zone, right? I'm not going to refine that right now. We can go to smaller time frame and refine because this you can't see in an hourly chart, right? But why is this reversing from where, you know? You should not be surprised that this happened. Okay, so this does still this is a valid zone, right? Okay, so all of this price has already moved from our zone. So you can involve all of this using the three box method, right? I just want to see if price just comes back to our zone. That's all. Even on this, while you are waiting for this to play out, you already got multiple setups, right? You have a breakout structure from here, and the expectation is that when price comes up to this zone, right? Why this? Because the wick in itself is an order block that we all know, right? So when price comes to this, you can look for a sale all the way targeting this. Now this becomes an target. Very well. If this price comes up, this is your first target, right? And then the few positions that you have left, you can target this. But let's see if we get the sell. And then we're gonna be winding up for today with this. Boom. This already would have taken you out. I believe this would have been the news or something like that. This looks like a liquidation to me rather than a sale, a liquidation to me. But if you look a little left, what do you see? What, where did it go? In this case, you also have to know, even though this is your perfectly valid three box setup, however, what do you see in here? This is a liquidity area, right? Equal highs, one, two, three. So it's very normal that price would want to break this, liquidate this, because there will be lots of sellers right here, stop losses above this. So they need to liquidate this. And also what makes it more interesting is that just above this, we have a very fine zone, unmitigated supply zone, and that's what that is happening right here. So when you can see all of this and understand all of this, do you think that you need to learn hundreds and thousands of candlestick patterns? Okay, I see a hammer here and all that. Do you need to know all of this? Do you see me doing or talking about any candles, patterns and whatever it is? No. So even though you already have that perfect setup, keep in mind how the structures is being printed, how the prices, where the supply zones, the order blocks are being created and engineered. You know, this is a very fine liquidation. This is a classic manipulation. And then after manipulating it, give you that sale, right? So sometimes in this situation, you could have used this order block as well, and then give you that sale. Where is your target? Your first target is here, all the way here. And does it mean that you're going to hold your positions? No, you could have taken here, right? This low, you could have taken maybe 50%, somewhere 50%, and even coming while coming back, this, you see, this low, this is a low, right? This is a liquidity. Every highs and every lows are all liquidities, right? So this is also could have been your first target, right? Your TP1, TP2 in this low, and then TP3 here, and then that your a few positions leaving, that is okay. So, oops, right there. That is your target. And what happened? What were we expecting here? We were looking for a buy. Remember, the zone we were looking for a buy. Did it give you a buy? Of course. From here to here, how many pips? 200 pips. It gave you 200 pips of buy. And then at certain highs, remember I told you this high you could have targeted, this high you could have targeted, and left your positions all the way to target these highs and all these highs, right? So this is how you can manage your trade in such a way that you do not lose and get maximum out of it. I mean, you could be taking out like 50% on this high, right? And then that 50% of that 50% right here, right? And then you will be saying that, okay, I'm earning less. What if I hold all the way up to here? What if it just reversed? Yes. What if this was the situation, right? I'm sorry, my neighbor dog is again tied up, I think. So I think we'll wind up for now here today. I hope you enjoyed this. All right. See you guys.